From this series, please welcome Ellen Pompeo, Justin Chambers, James Pickens Jr., 5-time Emmy nominee Sandra Wilson, and Emmy winner Katherine Heigl. All right, baby.
There have been 39 regular cast members on Grey's Anatomy over the 19 seasons. If you told me that 5 of them were going to get together to present at the Primetime Emmys, I would not have placed money on Katherine Heigl being one of those 5.
When the first episode of Grey's Anatomy aired in March of 2005, I'm not sure if Shonda Rhimes knew that she had created a show that would have a lasting imprint on television and create lifelong friendships.
Well, it doesn't seem as though those friendships were lifelong for Katherine.
And haven't seen, Shonda or Jim since I left, I think like 15 years ago. Saw Ellen last year.
Yeah, Katherine sat down with Ellen for Variety's Actors on Actors last June. I suspect it was during that shoot that Ellen said to Katherine, hey, the Emmys have asked us to do a reunion, on stage in September. You should come. Because remember that the Emmys were originally supposed to happen in September and they didn't get moved till January, till August. So yeah, this was in June. So yeah, they would have already had some of those reunions in the works at least.
I haven't seen Justin in like 10 years.
Yeah, even though Izzy and Alex reunited in Alex's exit storyline, neither one of them was actually on screen for that reunion in 2020.
It was just sounds so cheesy, but it was just heartwarming, And these are people that mean a lot to me, meant a lot to me. I had, 7 years of those sort of 24 to 31. Those are pretty intense years of young womanhood or something. They were with them, and I miss them, so it's really nice. Aww. It's really nice.
Katherine even got a little choked up talking to People magazine. Now, I'm not going to go through a laundry list of things that Katherine said publicly and did publicly in the mid-2000s. I've already done that segment. You can watch it here. Let's just say that, Katherine's exit from the show in 2010 was tumultuous.
And yes, there have been some changes over the years. But the one thing that has remained a constant is the incredible fan base.
Now, it was about 2 years later, in 2012, that Katherine started to express an interest to check back in at Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital.
But I would be thrilled if they asked. I think it would just be such a, I think it would just be so wonderful to have the opportunity to just sort of round out the character, have a few episodes to just discover, where she went, what she's doing now.
And I have nothing negative to say about Shonda. I'm a big fan of her work. I watch Scandal every week. So I'm sorry she's left with such a crappy impression of me. I wish I could do something to change that. Maybe I will be able to someday.
I would never say never.
But show creator Shonda Rhimes made it very clear that those bridges were burned for Katherine.
When people say who they are, believe them.
But Shonda stopped being the showrunner in 2014. Now, sure, she would still have a major voice in the creative decisions for the show, and no doubt that the other people on the production and creative team feel the same way about Katherine that Shonda does. But having Katherine part of this is quite significant to me. Ellen Pompeo's reduced role last season meant that they called up Kate Walsh to lead several episodes, and Jesse Williams and Sarah Drew came back for an episode. Ellen's going to have a reduced role again in this upcoming season 20. They're going to need subs. If Katherine's willing, I can't see why they'd turn her down. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Just as I'm guessing, Ellen and Katherine's face-to-face sit-down for Variety led to Katherine being part of this. Now Katherine probably had a face-to-face sit-down with some of the Grey's Anatomy creative team. Probably not Chandra, but some of the creative team. I say stay tuned. Now another point, where was everybody else? Of course we're not going to have all 39 cast members on that stage. That would be ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know, where was Kate Walsh and Patrick Dempsey and even some of the current cast members like Kim Raver or Kevin McKidd. I realized that it quickly grows into a massive crowd and maybe they only wanted the amount of people that they had speaking parts for. But I don't know, this just seemed kind of a very underwhelming reunion to have the 3 cast members that are still in the show and then Justin, who's the last one to leave. And Katherine's the only real significant one. Now, this really was a missed opportunity to have the original 5 interns. You already got 3 of them. You're only missing Tiara Knight and Sandra Oh. And of course, we get to Sandra Oh. And I honestly think, Sandra was at the Critics' Choice Awards the previous night. Where'd you go, Sandra? Where'd you have to go so fast? I really think this was it. I think obviously Sandra doesn't have an obligation to do it, of course not. But I think this would have been the opportunity, Sandra. This would have really satisfied fans. Just see you and Ellen standing on stage next to each other for 30 seconds. That would have done wonders. Because she's been asked about Grey's Anatomy ever since she left the show in season 10. So I think this really would have shut people up and we got that. I don't see why she didn't do it. It's too bad. But what are your thoughts on this reunion? Were you underwhelmed by it? And do you think Katherine Heigl's appearance could lead to an appearance on the show?
So to all of our fans,
And to all of you, we thank you.